There is no place like this town that we're about to show you. It's a charming lakeside village located on the northern shore of Lake Chapala's Mexico freshest largest lake. But what makes Ajijic so special? And is this the right place for you? Welcome back to Mexico Relocation Guide. My name is Mariana and bienvenidos to Ajijic. Now we did a video about living in Ajijic about 2 years ago, so this is a refresh. And in this video, we're going to go over what it costs to live here, what are some of the neighborhoods that stand out, how to get around, what medical options you have, and so much more. So let's dive into everything that Ajijic has to offer. Comencemos. Ajijic is located in the state of Jalisco. This is known as the largest concentration of retired expats in Mexico. And this town is about an hour away from Guadalajara, which is actually Mexico's second largest city. Ajijic is a town that seems to wrap you in its charm and the moment that you arrive. It's a relatively small town with a population of around 11,000 to 12,000 residents. It also very much depends on the season. You see, a lot of snowbirds spend 6 months out of the year here, so numbers can fluctuate significantly throughout the year. Now, first off, Ajijic is famous for its artsy and very bohemian atmosphere. Everywhere you look, there are colored murals painted on walls, vibrant flowers spilling out of pots, and art galleries showcasing works from local and other international artists. Then there's the incredible climate. People here tend to call it the land of eternal spring, and for good reason. The weather is just about perfect year-round, with warm days and cool evenings. Now, Ajijic is also known for its welcoming, laid-back lifestyle. The locals here are super friendly. They always seem to be smiling. And because English is widely spoken, it's easy for many to get by, even if their Spanish is very limited. Now, that being said, the locals do deeply appreciate any effort to learn Espanol, and it's a great way to feel even more connected to this warm-hearted community. Now, the spring weather like here is a huge bonus for a lot of people looking for somewhere where it doesn't get too hot or too cold. Temperatures range between 60 and 80 degrees most days. However, May and June do tend to be the hottest months, and temps do tend to increase to the low 90s. The rainy season typically goes from June through October, and this is when everything gets cool. It provides a lush greenery on the mountains and really nice lake views, while the rest of the year is mostly sunny but also dry. So now that you know more about this cute town, let's cover some of the neighborhoods where you might live. Now, these are just some examples. There's definitely way more areas than just the ones that we're going to mention. But here are some of the ones that stand out, each with its unique charm. Starting with La Floresta, which is known for its large, tree-lined streets and spacious homes. This neighborhood is a favorite of the people that live here. It's walkable and close to the town center. You also have the Centro, which is perfect for those who want to be in the heart of the action. Here, you will find the very famous cobblestone streets, colorful houses, and a vibrant cultural scene. Now, while parking can be tricky if you live in Centro, the walkability is a huge plus. And then you have San Antonio Tlayacapan. Now, even though San Antonio, as the locals call it, isn't actually in Ajijic, it's its own actual town, many people do consider it part of Ajijic, and the name of the town is sometimes used in conjunction. It's located between Ajijic and Chapala, and this area combines affordability and proximity to a lot of amenities, which make it perfect for those who want to really save their dollars. Now, first up, housing. Housing is going to be your biggest expense, and housing in Ajijic can be, it varies a lot in price depending on where you live, depending on the size of the home, and of course, depending on the amenities that it has. If you're after something simple like a 1-bedroom apartment or casita, you can find options starting at $500 to $700 per month. If you need more space, you can easily find larger homes or villas that have 2 to 3 bedrooms, and these will cost upwards of $1,500 a month, or more than 30,000 pesos. Now, if you're dreaming of ultimate luxury, you want lake views, you want a private pool, and you want to have that big yard, you really want the exclusivity and thinking, big home, then you're looking at around $2,500 a month for a 2 to 3 bedroom house with a yard. That's around 50,000 pesos. So you see, rents here can vary a lot depending on where you live, the size of the home, and then, of course, the kind of house that you're renting. Now, utilities are quite affordable in this part of Mexico, especially when you compare it to many places in the United States or Canada. For electricity, you're expected to pay anywhere between 50 to 100 US dollars a month, depending on your usage. Another thing to keep in mind is that a lot of rentals here will include electricity. For water, you can expect to pay anywhere between 10 to 15 US dollars a month. For gas, you're looking at 20 to 50 US dollars a month, depending on your usage. And then for internet, you're looking at anywhere between 25 to about 50 US dollars a month, depending on the speed and the type of package that you're getting. So you see, whether you're on a tight budget or looking for a more luxurious lifestyle, Ajijic offers something for everyone without breaking the bank. We know that a couple can live here comfortably on $2,000 to $2,500 a month. And I mean comfortably, that includes rents, utilities, groceries, and more. Especially again, since many rentals not only come furnished, but many of them have utilities included. Now, Ajijic may be small, but it has a variety of shopping options that cater to locals, expats, and visitors. Whether you're looking for fresh produce, international imported products, or unique artisanal items, here's a breakdown of what you can find. Now, starting with Ajijic's markets, which this is a vibrant and great place for you to not only get to know what the local ingredients are, but also be able to do a lot of your shopping at the most economical price. The most popular is Ajijic Tianguis, which is held every Wednesday. Now, a tianguis in Mexico is a pop-up market that is usually running once a week. Nearby in the neighboring town of Chapala, there's another market on Mondays that offers similar items like produce and everyday staples for usually a lower cost than the big box supermarkets. Now, for day-to-day groceries and big box supermarkets, Ajijic and the surrounding areas has a few options. Starting off with Super Lake. This is known for its selection of imported goods, and then it's also a pretty small store where you can get in and out without having to spend too much time. You also have Soriana, which is a very popular Mexican grocery store with locations all across the nation. Now, you also have Walmart in nearby San Antonio, Tlayacapan. And then if you want some more specialty items, Ajijic does have a range of specialty stores such as carnicerias, which are butcher shops, panaderias, which are bakeries, cremerias, which offer dairy products, and then you also have Oxxos, which are convenience stores. Here you can find quick snacks, drinks, last minute items, and Oxxos around Mexico are also well known as a one-stop shop where you can pay a lot of your bills, top off prepaid cell phone plans, and also do some last minute shopping for some household staples. Now, for larger grocery strips with more variety, or if you just want to get out of town and you'd like to shop at some of the fanciest malls in Mexico, head on over to Guadalajara. It's about an hour away from Ajijic without traffic, and here you can find a variety of fancy grocery stores, big markets, some of the best malls that you will ever see in Mexico, and more. All right, now let's talk about some of the fun stuff. What will you do in Ajijic when you're not busy soaking up the beautiful views of Lake Chapala? Well, downtown Ajijic is the heart of this vibrant lakeside town, where you'll find charming cobblestone streets lined with colorful buildings, a lively plaza, and plenty of spots to relax, socialize, have a good meal, and soak up the local vibe. Downtown Ajijic is dotted with galleries featuring local artists. We want you to check out Efren Gonzalez Gallery and Studio 18. Now, just a short walk from downtown, the Lakeside Malecon or Boardwalk is perfect for a nice stroll, which lets you take in the beauty of the beautiful lake. Now, for a lot of you, you're probably wondering, is the lake safe to swim in? And no, it's not safe to swim in. It's beautiful to look at, but we do not recommend swimming in it. Now, for other things, you can also spend time shopping in many of the local boutiques. And we also recommend that you visit the Lake Chapala Society, where they host live music performances. They have daily classes to help the expat community integrate into Mexican life. And they have a large library with books written in English. If you're a golfer, or even if you just want to give it a try, The Chula Vista Country Club has an 18-hole course with stunning views of the lake and the mountains. And pickleball is huge here. With such a vibrant expat community, it's no surprise that this fun and social sport is a local favorite. You can join in on the action at the Lake Chapala Pickleball Club. Now, the town's artistic and cultural scene is always buzzing. There's always something going on. There's events for, not only the expat community, but also there's a lot of local events. And you can stroll through art walks to explore galleries, enjoy live music at local cafes and bars, or visit one of the weekly farmers markets in either Chapala, Jocotepec, or in Ajijic. Here you can find fresh produce and artisanal goods. So really, there's always something happening in and around Ajijic, even though it is pretty small. Now, real quick, before we get into how you will get around, I know how moving to Mexico can seem overwhelming. Trust me, I get about 100 emails, comments, questions, and messages every day from people just like you, unsure of where to get started. And I know there's a lot of really good information online, but there's also a lot of outdated and misleading information out there that just isn't true. So it can get overwhelming knowing what sources to trust and where to start your research. That is why we created the Move to Mexico cheat sheet. It's a quick way to get started on your research for moving to Mexico with not only up to date information, but things that are actually true. Now, sign up for our free cheat sheet. I'll leave a comment in the first comment of this video. Okay, now let's get into how you will get around. Now, to get to Ajijic, you'll need to fly to the Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla International Airport. This is basically Guadalajara's international airport, which is about an hour away. It's a major airport with domestic and international flights. So whether you're coming in from the United States, Canada, or somewhere within Mexico, it's going to be very convenient. Now, once you're in Ajijic, you have a couple of options for getting around, from taxis, public transport, or driving your own car. Now, starting with local buses, these cost anywhere between 10 to 15 pesos. That's around 50 cents to 75 cents. And these can take you all around the Lake Chapala area, take you to Chapala or Guadalajara, where if you're in Guadalajara, you can grab one of the long distance buses to go to other parts of Mexico. So if you are planning a trip beyond Ajijic, these long distance buses can take you pretty much anywhere in Mexico, and the prices range between 200 to about 500 pesos, which is around 10 to 25 US dollars, depending on the destination. Now, there are taxis everywhere in and around Ajijic, and they're super handy for quick trips. A short ride around town will cost you 50 to 80 pesos, which is anywhere between $2.50 to $4, while a trip to the Guadalajara airport will run you around 500 pesos. That's around 25 US dollars. And then, while you may occasionally find Uber or Didi in the app nearby, they are largely unreliable in the area, and I honestly would stick to taxis if you don't have your own car. And then, of course, you could have your own car, which does give you the most flexibility to be able to travel and explore and, just be able to drive whenever you feel like it. But one of the draws of living in Ajijic is that many people choose to not have a car and just either bike their way from one end of the Lake Chapala area to the other. There's a great ciclovia, which is a dedicated bike lane to help you avoid car traffic and help you stay safe. So it's really one of the huge benefits of living in this area. Now, what happens if you need medical care? Because staying healthy is just as important as enjoying those beautiful lake views. So Ajijic does have some hospitals in town, such as Hospital Ajijic. This is a small private hospital with surgeons available. And then there's the Rivera Medical Center, which is a modern and newer hospital with many private rooms and suites for post-operative care, private ambulances, and a variety of specialists on site, as well as an operating room. You also have a couple of private small clinics for general consultations and minor procedures. Now, it's also fair to note that many people will choose to travel to Guadalajara for more specialized care. Well, Guadalajara has some of the best hospitals and best doctors in all of Mexico. And those top-notch facilities are just a short drive away, so that is also an option. Now, if you end up living in this part of Mexico, or really in other parts of Mexico too, we can connect you with an excellent medical concierge who can help you determine which doctor is best for your condition. They can also help you get an appointment, accompany you to your appointments when possible to help translate details, and help connect you with local caregivers for post-operative care if that's something you need. To get connected with any of our recommended contacts, check out our complete Mexico relocation guide. It's an easy to follow online guide covering all the important basics of moving to Mexico, but we also include our complete directory of vetted contacts across Mexico. That way, it's easier for you to move here. When you buy the complete Mexico relocation guide, you get instant access to our online course and our directory of recommended contacts. The link is in the description of this video. So you see, while healthcare in Ajijic is reliable and accessible, which makes it easy to stay healthy while enjoying life by the lake, and if you ever need more specialized care, then you have Guadalajara next door, which has world-class hospitals, and that's only a short trip away. Now, of course, no place is perfect, and as amazing as Ajijic is, it's important to talk about some of the negatives you might face while living here. So let's dive into a few potential downsides, starting off with Ajijic's cobblestone streets. And while they're charming, they can feel a little tight, especially if you're not used to walking on them. I know so many people who have sprained their ankles, broken feet, and all kinds of other injuries just because they didn't know how to navigate these cobblestone streets. So, something for you to be aware of. The other thing is traffic. This town's small infrastructure can get overwhelmed, especially when tourists and expats come here a lot during the winter months. There can be heavy traffic on the area's main highways connecting the small towns, especially on weekends when people also come in from Guadalajara, and then again, especially on high season, which is usually around November through March. And finally, another negative or con that we hear a lot is that while Ajijic does have a lot going for it, it's still a very small town, which comes with its limitations. For things like advanced medical care, specialized equipment for surgery, high-end shopping, or a broader range of entertainment options, you'll need to go to Guadalajara. It's not far, but it's something to keep in mind if you're used to having everything at your fingertips. Ajijic is a slice of paradise that offers a perfect blend of tranquility, culture, convenience, a large expat community. So whether you're looking to retire, work remotely, or simply enjoy a good life in Mexico, this lakeside gem has something for basically everyone. But I want to know from you, what do you think? Does Ajijic still feel like the town for you? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to get our free Move to Mexico cheat sheet, and I hope that you have enjoyed this overview of living in Ajijic. This is not goodbye, amigos. This is just an hasta luego. Thank you so much for watching Mexico Relocation Guide. My name is Mariana, and I will see you all in our next video. Nos vemos.